Geoff Guest is one of those bushies Banjo Patterson used to write about. If it's in the outback, he's been there and probably done that. Though up in the far north, he's known simply as the ringer. That's because Geoff literally pulled himself up by the bootstraps and made a career out of taming wild Brumbies. But now he's taming wild spirits of a different kind. Troubled teenagers who are finding out what a real mate is like. What Geoff Guest doesn't know about horses isn't worth knowing. He spent most of his 65 years in the saddle.
Come on. Come on, hey. Come on, hey. Okay, come on. Up you go, come on. Okay, just wait till this other lot come up behind there. Lead the way, hey.
He's the ringer, the one who brings home the strays.
Oh, who's left the gates open? Oh, now that's made a lot of extra work. We're going to have to bring them. We have to go around. You blokes, you've got to learn to shut gates.
Geoff's teenage stockmen are a bit like his Brumbies. They're strays who couldn't keep up with the pack.
Hey, Billy, don't play around there. Put that lace up. And look, there's lace, there's gear to pick up and horses to feed.
According to Geoff, even the wildest maverick, horse or human, can be tamed. You just have to go about it the right way.
That's it, keep that. Whoops. There you go. That's how I handle boys. Bit of give and take. You can't force anyone. You can show them, but you can't force them. It's like you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. All right, slide off. Slide off. That's it. That's a good girl. All right, we step back to show her that's what we want. Every breaker's got his own way, and everyone else is a mug.
And it's the same with children?
It's the same with children.
Redford Station in far north Queensland, 200 kilometres west of Cairns. Geoff put his life savings into these 140 square kilometres of bush 20 years ago. Eventually, word got round that children in trouble were welcome here. It's a Banjo Patterson poem come to life. The kind of pleasures that these townsfolk have never known. Geoff's young ringers have all been in trouble with the law. But out here, drugs, booze and petrol sniffing are all banned. The only highs are the natural ones. That's one of the lessons they've learned from the ringer, the one they call Old Man.
Pretty hard out there. There's a big shortage of jobs and people have got the pick of who they want. But you put yourself into the paddock you want. You can put yourself in a dry paddock like this where there's no feed. Or you can put yourself in a good paddock. But that doesn't mean to say you're not going to have trouble. It doesn't mean to say your kids won't get into trouble at school. You won't have arguments with your wife. That's life. But if you know how to handle problems, you'll get through them a lot better.
As Geoff says, at Redford, it's give and take. Round the campfire that night, the teacher becomes the student. It's a chance for Geoff to catch up with the childhood he missed out on.
My mother was Aboriginal, and I was very fair, so they wouldn't be adopted out. My grandparents kept me hidden until I was 3 or 4, and then I was adopted out.
Because in those days they used to take half-castes away from their families.
Away, and you never knew who your family were.
And that's when your problems really started.
That's right, because they're pretty hard people.
You were flogged regularly, weren't you?
If you did something wrong, the whip come out. And I was flogged unconscious once.
Is that when you could no longer speak?
No, I lost my speech after that flogging, and even today I've got to be careful how I speak. I've got to think before I speak, which is handy sometimes.
It's certainly not a one-man show at Pedford. Norma, Geoff's better half, keeps the kitchen running from dawn to dusk. At times, there are 30 mouths to feed, 90 meals every day.
Well, we have boys here. They went home, got a job, and got married, and have children, and they bring their children to see us. And the kids call us Granddad and Grandma.
Do they?
Yes, yes.
That must be very special for you.
Yes, it is. On the way. Old man, boys, come on. Old man. Round this way.
Geoff and Norma take any youngsters in trouble. Black, white, boys, girls. And they've been so successful, both federal and state governments have pitched in with money to help keep the station going.
Well, we had a consultant's report done recently, and they're going 70 to 80%. That's back to school, reunited with their family, or into work.
Where can they go on from Pedford?
It's my experience with the boys that's been here. They're sought after in other jobs too, because they come work, because they know how to get up in the morning, and they've got confidence. You show me how to do it and I'll do it. If someone's got confidence, they can tackle a range of skills.
Hands up all those who regard old man Guest as sort of like their father. All of you?
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you think you guys would be doing if it wasn't for old man Guest?
Nothing.
Nothing in jail.
Say,
Nothing.
nothing at all?
Probably in jail.
Yeah? And Justin, you said in jail too, didn't you? Why do you think you'd be in jail?
I've been in trouble with the magistrate a couple of times.
In some cases, it takes only a couple of months to turn a rebel around. In others, it takes longer. And of course, there are times when counselling by the ringer just doesn't work.
Most of these youngsters come from violent backgrounds, or a lot of them come from violent backgrounds. If something goes wrong, they've got to fight their way out of it. But mostly you can talk someone down if you don't pressurise them too much. Just recently I had a young bloke attack us.
Bad attack?
Yeah, he picked up a leg from a cheap TV stand and used that, done my hand in and a fair bump across the head.
There's also rumours that the station itself has been attacked by people who don't want you to help Aboriginals.
I don't know the word stopping or jealous or misunderstanding. A lot of people think we're getting a lot of money. We've had horses shot. We've had shots fired at the house. And we've had the place deliberately lit up a couple of times over the years.
Don't people understand what you're trying to do here?
No, I don't think they can. If they go downtown, they see one Aboriginal drunk and they say, look at all the blacks drunk. If they forget about all the good people that are in good positions paying their taxes and doing a good job.
And you see the evidence of the good job Pedford is doing here at the annual Dimbula Rodeo. Some of the bushies have come 800 kilometres for the day, the highlight of their year. It's a holiday for some, but it's just another working day for Geoff Guest and the gang from Pedford.
Whoa, you're going to shake hands with me.
There's a lot to be done, and it's certainly not child's play.
Remember that one.
All the boys here from Petford, they do a great job in the backyards, keeping the stock up to us. And
But today, they're not only behind the scenes, they're the stars of the show.
And this is their event, the Petford Challenge. He's got the hand up. Gate, he calls for the gate. Here he comes.
A show of skill, guts, and true grit.
Bad luck, young fella.
Literally.
Bad luck. Big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Give these boys this encouragement.
How do they like the rodeos?
Oh, fantastic. The kids feel like they're millionaires.
Do they?
And also it helps get work because people see them doing something positive.
And they get the reputation as the Petford boys.
Yep, which is very important.
Are you nervous? Yeah, I've got little butterflies in my stomach. I mean, too. I just want my family to be proud of me.
Finally, it's Stacey's turn.
I hope so.
She's 13 and the only girl on the Petford team.
But if you come off, roll the way out of it. Don't try and sit up.
But first, the good oil from the master.
But if you stand up, you get kicked. Okay, then. Good luck, then.
Okay, Stacey Solomon out of the yellow chute. Here she comes. Stand by. Here comes Stacey. Big cheer. And she's got a galloper too, Stacey. And she's sticking on there. Well done, Stacey. Well done. She's stuck with him. And big cheer. Hey, that's a good one, Stacey. She stuck like glue until it wore off. Bad luck there.
At the end of the day, Stacey took out second place in her age group. One of the Petford boys came in third. We asked how they regarded you, and they all said to us that they regard you like their father.
Well, that's pretty touching for me because I never push this big issue, so it's pretty touching.
Yeah, it means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Yeah, my word.
Yeah. You got a tear in your eye there?
That's right.
Do you cry for the children often?
Yeah, especially when you see them get into trouble or go back. You know, an old one will get into trouble with the police or go drinking again, and you really feel upset for them. Loose rein, loose rein. Don't lean over, loose rein.
All Geoff Guest ever wanted to be was a ringer. But at Petford, he's achieved much, much more. And he's still a long way from his last roundup.
Come on, loose rein.
I wonder, at your age, why you aren't sort of retired, sitting on the porch, taking it easy.
There's too much to do. There's so much to do. I like Australia. I think it's a good country, and if we don't do something for our youngsters, we're going to go down the tube. They're our future leaders.
Hello, I'm Liam Bartlett. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.